Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Madden 17 Road to Glory. And I'm going to start off with a little bit of gameplay in the background just while I talk through what I'm going to go through during the episode. So during this episode, obviously going to start off with how we're doing coin wise, the upgrades we've made to the team, and how we've done the upgrades. So coin wise, as you'll see in a little bit, we've spent a few of our coins. We've still got around 500k left. Not going to give it exactly away how many we've got left, but we have made a few very good upgrades to the team, and we made a few sales to the team actually, which a few big sales, which I don't know if I'm actually going to show in the gameplay because I don't know if I'll have it recorded. But I sold Kevin Moe and Justin Tucker for very good prices actually. I sold Kevin Moe for, I think it was 96k, very early in the morning for me, so it'd be pretty much really late night for most of the people who play Madden in the USA. So I managed to get a very nice price on him because there wasn't many on the market. And Justin Tucker, I managed to sell him for I think around about 140k, which is it's higher end of his going rate, but he can sort of vary between 120 and 160 or 150, sorry. He can vary between that quite a lot of the time. So I got a high-end sale, and I might pick him up a little bit later on in the year when I do have a need for a kicker, but I very rarely tend to go for field goals or on kickoff. I'm not too fussed about the kick-in because I don't think it matters too much on kickoff whether you have a good or bad kicker, but for field goals obviously it does. But I very rarely go for them. I mean, if it does come up clutch and I end up losing a game because of it, obviously my opinion will change, but for now I think I'm happy enough to just go with a gold kicker and save that 120k or put it into other players, which is actually what I've done. So those are the two big sales we did this episode, and also this episode what we'll be going through are me upgrading some legends. Some more legend cards have come out this week, which I'll talk about as well, and it'll be me upgrading the legend cards, and then once again obviously we will end on some gameplay, some head-to-head games, because we've worked our way through the Super Bowl a little bit. At the moment, I'm not going to say our record. That will become quite clear later on in the episode. But if you do enjoy the episode, smash a like on the like button. As per usual, let's try and get this. Let's just go for a nice low target of 10 likes. I'm going to try and upgrade that per episode. Actually, since it's episode 15, let's change that to 15 likes. Let's try and get per number episode that many likes per video. So let's try and get that. But in the background at the moment, it's just the legend challenges, as you can see. You get these and you do end up getting a legend collectible, which is what I'm going to skip forward to, and then I'll skip forward to what I have been doing with my coins. So guys, we've done the legend challenges this week. There's two limited time challenges, if you didn't know, where you can get a legend piece, and they tend to sell for a reasonable amount. So if you haven't gone and got one yet, definitely go and pick one up. Or sorry, if you haven't gone and done the challenges yet, definitely go and do them, because you can get a really big pull from it and end up making a lot of coins. And also a little tip, I did this off camera, or well, I recorded it, but I'm not going to put it in the video, is the gauntlet packs you get, save them for the legend time. Well, you've got LADANIAN TOMLINSON, which is a nice little segue into the next bit, but the gauntlet packs, save them for when the new legends come out, because if you get a limited legend pull, you're in the money pretty much. That's an easy 800k plus early on. But anyway, the two new legends for this week are LADANIAN TOMLINSON, who is obviously the best running back in the game at the moment. Let's see how much this card goes for. 14.5k. Not bad for just doing one solo, getting a really easy 14.5k sale there. He'll drop off pretty damn quick, so hopefully we manage to get a sale off him. And the other one is Lawrence Taylor, which I'm hoping doesn't affect the price of the Chemistry Clowney too much, because they are very similar players. They're both just blitzing right outside linebackers. They're very good at blitzing, not insanely good at coverage. I mean, they're not bad in coverage, but they're not the best in coverage. If you want a coverage packer, you're going to go for someone else. But these are the two new guys. You can see LADANIAN TOMLINSON there and Lawrence Taylor. Not sure how much they're actually going for at the moment. I'll have a quick look and a little bit look at their stats as well, because I mean, later on in the year, these are the type of guys I'm hoping we'll be able to pick up and have a few of them on the team. At the moment, we've got the earlier on legends from about 2 months ago in the team, so maybe 2 months down the line, these will be the type of calibre of player we will have on the team. So, LADANIAN TOMLINSON, I'll just show you his stats on the screen if we can get him up. He's going for looks to me, yeah, 550k roughly there. He will lower down reasonably quickly. I think he'll probably settle out about 400k towards the end of the day, but people obviously are selling him off high now because he's just come out. Literally, as I'm recording this, he's come out about an hour ago. But you're comparing him to Le'Veon Bell, who's a very good running back, actually. He's so underrated for his price. His stats are unreal. But compared to, obviously, to LADANIAN Tomlinson, he's not as good. He's a lot slower. With that Energizer Chem and Ankle Breaker, this is probably the card, if you like juking or something, this is definitely the card to get. But we'll go for Lawrence Taylor now. He's actually the same price. I thought he would be a lot more expensive, considering he has the jump the snap chem, which is going to be absolutely broken, I think, for a right outside linebacker. They've released quite a few new jump the snap chems recently, with Lawrence Taylor and Aaron Donald, the two main ones. If you get those two, I think Joey Bosa's got it at left end. If you have all of them, and you want to use the right end or something, if you're a D-line user like me, if you use the right end, one of those guys will be getting pressure on the quarterback very quickly, because apparently Aaron Donald is unreal from the reviews I've heard. Hopefully we'll be able to pick him up someday. He's around 1 million coins at the moment, so not yet, definitely not yet. I don't value a D-lineman that much, but apparently he gets pressure on the quarterback every single snap. So the jump the chem, if you've got the coins, definitely go for that Lawrence Taylor card if you run in any formation, to be honest, where you can get him blitz in. He will be good. But this is the team as it looks. Still 90 rated, but we have made a few significant upgrades. As you can see, we've got Marvin Harrison there in the slot. Not sure if I'm going to put him or Tim Brown in the slot. Probably going to go with Marvin there in the slot. But they're both very similar, to be honest. But he's a 92 with that route running tier 2 chem activated. And we also got Teddy Bruschi, who is 94 overall for us. As you can see in the middle there, him and Ray Nitschke should complement each other absolutely perfectly, because he's very good in coverage. Not too bad against the run, but he is very good in coverage. And Ray Nitschke there is very good against the run. So one of them, if I have them both on the field at the same time, should be able to deal with either situation. And they're both decent at the other thing. So Ray Nitschke's decent in coverage and Bruschi's decent against the run. But they just complement each other very well. And as you can see, new wide receiver as well. We got Madison in there. So I've got him number 1. I've got Mel Blount number 2. Just because if I have two cornerbacks, and people tend to run inside zone a hell of a lot. So Mel Blount will be the guy who will be able to get to the running back faster, which should hopefully limit the running game against us. I'm not sure. Not too many people actually run the ball nowadays, but if they do, that should really help us. As you can see, Justin Tucker, we got rid of him, so we just got a random goal kicker in there now, who you can pick up really cheap. I think he's one of the 25 coin guys actually that you can pick up. This Teddy Bruschi card is the most expensive card we've had to pay for, I'd say. I got him for around about 180k. I think I'll show you how I got him in a second, actually, just the collectibles I picked up and the players I picked up. So if you're struggling for coins, this is how I get the players cheap, or I can sell them on at a profit pretty much, which is nice. Make them for, I'd say, around about 70% of what they actually cost. So unless they dramatically drop in price, I've still made a profit on them. Like Mel Blount last week dropped in price because he was in packs, but I still made him for less than what he's dropped to. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm also very happy with where the coin total is in the series. I know I say it all the time in this series, but considering we spent no money on this team, and this is the team we have, a 90 overall with some absolutely phenomenal players in there, I'm very happy with that. But this is how we managed to pick up the players for cheaper. So we sold Kevin Moe, but we did pick him back up. And those 49 players there might actually give away who else we're going to go for in this episode. Maybe next episode. But Kevin Moe there, as you can see, we sold him for 96k. And we picked up all his pieces there for around 5k each. So he made him for 50k. I mean, the gold player cards, they only cost about 1k. So I'm not including that in there. But we picked them up for around 5k each on average. So that's already 40k profit straight off the bat there, just by selling him and remaking him when the legend solos are out. Marvin Harrison, he's going for around about 100k as well. I think 90 to 100k is probably a good estimate for him. We picked up all those bits for around 6k on average, and then Madison as well, also going for around 100k. We picked them up for a little bit more. As you can see, we snagged a few little snipes in there, but on average, I'd say they're around 6.5, 7k on average. So that's 30k on Madison, around 40k on Harrison, and then 40k once again on my way. So it's 100k saving on those players alone. I could sell them for profit and just made 100k doing that. Takes a little bit of time to snipe the players, but I'm more than happy doing it. But Teddy Bruschi is going to be a huge pickup for us because I love having a very good middle linebacker, and I can't imagine there are going to be many better middle linebackers in the game all year than this guy. He's going for 226k now, actually a little bit cheaper than what he was a little bit earlier, but that is because the Legend Solos are out. But I made him for around 180k, I think it adds up to. So, you know, I'm more than content with that because I did want a new middle linebacker, and he fits the bill absolutely perfectly for us on that one. So I'm thinking of getting a new left outside linebacker. Actually, I can activate the tackle machine chemistry on them because at the moment we have Anthony Barr, and he is very good actually. I'm kind of gutted I didn't manage to upgrade him to the 90 overall one. I should have put a bit more time into doing that, thinking about it. But left outside linebacker, see who we can get who has tackle machine chem, and the only one that pops up is actually Tahir Whitehead. I might actually get him. Don't know if I'll get him for 34k. Don't think he's worth that. I'll see how he is a lot better than Barr. He's a little bit slower actually, which can make a difference, but it's only 2 points in speed and 1 point in acceleration, so that shouldn't be insanely noticeable considering he has a lot better play rec, better block shed, better pursuit, all of that. He should be in the right place more often than not. He is actually a bit worse in zone coverage, which is strange. I think they totally mucked up this Tahir Whitehead card actually. I didn't mention it when he came out, but he's a middle linebacker for 1. He's a coverage backer for 2. And they've got him as a left outside linebacker who's good at blitzing. It seems like they didn't watch the game whatsoever. Not sure how he got a team with a weak card either in the week that it was done. It wasn't the best player on the Lions that week. Obviously it would be Stafford is the best player, but they can't give him a card every week. But anyway, I think I might pick up this card a little bit later on. I don't think he's worth 34k. I think around 25k I'd go for him, but 34k just doesn't seem like he's worth that to me. Even with the chemistry, they'll probably bump him up to maybe an 88, 89 overall. Not sure on that. But from now on, I'm going to go with a little bit of gameplay. Hopefully we can work our way through our Super Bowl a little bit. Hopefully we can get through to the Super Bowl, or even just work our way through a season a bit, should I say. Be more than happy to get to the Super Bowl first time round. 2-1 to start off here. Did lose one, but it was just against a guy who just ran the mesh plays all game, so there was no point in me putting it in the video. But for now, we're going to jump into some gameplay. If you guys have enjoyed the episode up to this point, smash a like on the like button, as I said. 15 likes for episode 15. Also, subscribe to the channel, because there'll be a hell of a lot more videos like this coming out, and if you don't want to miss them, just click that subscribe button and they'll pop up in your sub box each and every time. And also comment down below on what your coin total is up to at the moment if you're doing a run like this. So guys, jumping into the first game of the day for me actually. Can't believe we already have a team like that. 96, 94, 94. And we're coming up against someone who clearly knows what they're doing. He has 96 Brian Dawkins, 93 Steve Smith, 92 Aaron Luck in there as well. Andrew Luck in there as well. And by the look of the team, I'm guessing he pulled that Brian Dawkins or Brian Dawkins is his favourite player and he went for the insanely high rated Brian Dawkins. But if you guys do know something actually, I'm going to ask you guys a question. I get that speed up little glitch thing as you can see there. I get random lag and then it just speeds up randomly. If you know why that happens or how to fix it, let me know, because it happens at least once a game for me and it makes that play just a bust for me. There's nothing I can do on that play. It just happens so fast and there's nothing I can do on that play pretty much, as I said. So if you know why or how that happens, let me know down in the comments. But this guy was just running the ball at me like it was nothing. As you can see, we nearly get a tackle for loss there. He gets a very nice block from his lineman and I just haven't managed to stop his run or whatsoever. 2nd and 4, we get a very nice jump the snap there on Javon Curse. That's why I use the lineman more than the linebackers, because if you can get sacks like that, it just changes the game. And I knew he was going to pass on this, so I went in coverage. I went cover 3, and unfortunately, he does have a guy open. Normally, they tend to run out of bounds if they're going that much speed across the field. But unfortunately, he didn't that time and picks up the first down, which is gutting. Because I thought I finally got the stop on him there, because this guy was moving the ball on me like it was nothing. And so close to a sack there, but he ends up getting a touchdown on the second time he threw it on the whole drive. So, fair play to him. He had a game plan, he stuck to it, and it was working very well for him. But I see the right-hand side should be a little bit more open than the left on this one. He's user in the left because he thinks everyone's going to go there. And I did try and throw this one to the square. But I clicked the wrong button, threw it upfield to Tim Brown, and it ends up coming up huge for us because we get a touchdown off it. And it actually puts us in the lead because this guy did miss his extra point. So we're up 7-6, and if we can get a turnover and get another touchdown, it will make it an 8 or 9 point game, depending if we go for 2 points or not. And I have a feeling we can stop this guy because he's just going to try and run it as often as possible. And if I can stop him on his first down, I think he's going to panic, try and throw it. He does. We switched to some nice coverage. As you can see, cover 3, we have 3 guys very deep, and he throws it straight down the middle to probably my favourite player in the game at the moment, Larry Wilson, because the amount of plays he makes for me is absolutely mind-boggling. He just, at least once a game, he will make a game-defining play. We sit in the pocket nicely there with Stafford and just throw to, I think that was Tim Brown, who ends up being probably the player of the game for me in this one. As you can see, his user, I'm going to stretch to the right, so I'm hoping he moves back over to the left one more time. He does. I see my opportunity, and I know my guys are going to be able to hold a block for more than 1 second, and by that time, Le'Veon Bell will be there, cuts inside to make a 20-yard run into a 52-yard run, and that's why you get him in the team. And all I have to do now is just sneak it in. He's not going to be able to stop a sneak 4 times in a row when we're on the 2-yard line. So we go up 14-6, and it is a 1-possession game, but I don't think he'll be able to get 2 points on a conversion there. So I think it's a 2-possession game in my mind anyway. So I'm pretty confident at this point. He does get a very big run there with Zeke, which he got off 1 tackle and did that. Le'Veon Bell pretty much did that for me as well, so fair play to him. He rolls out, throws on the run stupidly, throws it straight to Mel Blount, and that's a pick for us, and that was all this guy could handle. Ends up dashboarding, and we win our first game of the episode. And we move into game number 2, where we come up against another decent team. As you can see, he's got McNair in there, who I thought about picking up for the quarterback slot, actually, but when I come up against him, he doesn't seem to do a lot better than Matthew Stafford, to be honest. So unless someone comes out who is a hell of a big upgrade on Matthew Stafford, I think I'm just going to stick with him for now. I might get his Football Outsiders card as opposed to the one I have, the puzzle piece one now, but it's doing the job. And on the first play here, we nearly get an interception, so I'm feeling a little bit unlucky at this point, to be honest. I think that could have been quite an easy scoop up pick there, considering the players we do have at the linebacker slot. You'd expect them to make plays like that, but my opponent, he knew how to use Steve McNair's elusiveness and rolling out the pocket power, and he makes an unbelievable pass there. The last pass, I think, was one of the most accurate passes I think I've seen this year on Madden. Just the way he floated it between the linebackers and the safeties was perfect. So if he does passes like that all game, I know it's going to be a pretty tricky game, but I'm trying to use her a little bit better this game. He throws it into triple coverage, and I think once again that should be a pick, or he should be punished for throwing it into triple coverage. Comes to 4th down, did not expect him to run it whatsoever. He picks up the yardage and moves the chain downfield. So when people come out in a formation like this, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a mesh play. He didn't actually go for a mesh play. He only sent 2 people up the field, and as you can see, we have them both double covered. We get a fumble, and somehow when we have 6 players around the ball there, he ends up coming down with it. So once again, I'm feeling pretty unlucky at this point in the game. But we get a nice strip sack there, and Geno Atkins picks up the loose ball, which I am very happy with, because I feel like we deserved a turnover from that, considering the way the defence was playing. And that is why I upgraded defence as well, just because I think it makes such a big difference having a good defence as opposed to having that good offence. But obviously, some of the offensive players we have do make a huge difference, and you'll see in this game what having a high-rated offensive player does for the team. Especially this play here. So I know I moan about the mesh play all the time, but you've got to use it sometimes. I don't mind it sometimes, it's just every now and again when you do it. And Dallas Clark floors that guy there, and he is going to run in for a nice, easy touchdown for us.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
I mean, he shouldn't be flooring the guy like that, because, I mean, he's not known as that powerful a guy, but, I mean, when it's a tight end against, I'm pretty sure that was a small cornerback, not sure who it was. He just absolutely floored him. That shouldn't have been a touchdown, it should have been like a 20-yard game, but we're going to go 7-0 up, and I know we can stop this guy's offense, because he wasn't running the ball easily on me, he wasn't passing easily on me, so I just want to get a 2-possession lead, and then I'll feel a bit more comfortable in the game. I was trying a few more defensive things there because, like I said, I know I can get a stop at some point. So I was trying a few different blitzes here and there. And as you can see, it wasn't working. So we're still giving it a go on this play. As you can see, we're sending in 8 people there. And we went for the strip. Shouldn't have gone for the strip there. Should have just taken him down. And he ends up picking up nice yardage there. But we've all been 3rd and 1 a little bit further down. As you can see, he's not driving easily on us. He is driving on us, but not too easily. I don't think he was expecting a run play there. I think he thought it was going to be a pass, and it wasn't. So, pretty lucky for us. We get 4th and 4, and we get not a sack, but we force an incompletion. And it's going to be a 2-possession game at this point, because I'm in at least field goal range. So, I'm happy with that. But, obviously, I'm going to try and score a touchdown. We have 30 seconds left, 24 now to get into the end zone. From here it's one pass in. So once again, I don't see anyone open. Dallas Clark, I'm just going to pick up the easy yards. 2nd and 7. 20 seconds. I think the clock management in this game was very good from me. I'm not going to big it up too much, but I think the clock management was very, very good, because he only has 16 seconds to score. The way he was passing it deep, he wasn't sending enough people deep to make it worthwhile or challenge my cornerbacks. But in the second half, his team, his gameplay, and his just totally changed. The way he was sending so many blitzes, he was making it very difficult, to be honest. I mean, the first half scoring wasn't difficult. It was driving on him was pretty easy. But this half, he just seemed to send a lot of blitzes that I couldn't pick up. We're trying different plays here and there. Going with the screenplay, that was locked up, so I threw it over quickly to Antonio Brown just to get the 6-yard gain. I'm going to keep trying to get upfield with a few different plays here and there, because I don't just want to use the same plays all the time for you guys, because I'm sure that will get pretty boring to watch. So obviously there are a few stock plays I go to if I need yards, which will be the mesh play and the corner routes, but that is why you get a high-rated receiver, because a low-rated receiver wouldn't have kept his feet in bounds and made the catch under that pressure. So I think it was Antonio Brown, it could be Tim Brown, but they set up this touchdown here. We go with HP counter. We're going to go to the left-hand side, and Le'Veon Bell's going to get a nice touchdown for us in the game. But my opponent, fair play to him, stuck through it. Not many people will stay around once you're 3 touchdowns up. Not sure what I'm using there. As you can see, my using skills aren't the best. They're improving, but they still aren't the best. And that interception, that little bat down to that interception was unreal. I mean, you don't see that as often as you should, but it was just a phenomenal play from my defence there. And as you can see, he's got me to 3rd. It was 3rd and 21. We're going to 4th and 15. I'm going to try and go for it, considering it's 21-10. There's no point punting it, so I'm going to try and go for it. We do get an open man, but we don't get the first down line. So unfortunately, I think that's our first turnover of the game. Once again, a little bit of speed up. He sends it deep, and Madison making his first big play for the team, getting a huge interception there. So I didn't actually make anything of that, as you can see here. Possession catch, didn't want to go for a possession catch, wanted to go for a rat catch and try and get the extra yardage. Didn't end up coming up, unfortunately. So we did turn the ball over, but I know it's game over at this point. It's just how much we win by. So I know I can get a stop. I'm going to try and get a stop anyway, at least. So it's 21-10. This will make us 4-1 in the Super Bowl run. So hopefully we can get to a Super Bowl first time round. Hopefully we can get, hopefully we can at least get to the playoffs and then push for a Super Bowl run. And by then, hopefully my usering will be a little bit better. He made it. I'm not sure what he was going for there. He wasn't throwing it near anybody, but not going to complain. I think that was the 3rd or 4th interception so far. I think we ended up getting, I can't remember the exact number. We'll have to see at the end of the game. But we ended up getting a few more interceptions, so you know what happens. Unfortunately, we throw one there. I mean, I could have waited an extra second maybe, and one of the men would have been definitely open, but I did panic in the pocket. And he ended up making a play and picking us. So he could score at this point. 3rd and 6. 4th and 6. He doesn't go for a field goal, so it could still be an absolute washout. Unfortunately, he picks up the first down. So he has 50 seconds, calls a timeout, and I want to end the game on a high. So I don't want him to score. We get a huge hit tackle there on him, which absolutely ruins his receiver. I think he went off injured at that point, actually. But as you can see, I'm using Clowney, just because Clowney's fast. And Ted Bruschi, I think, is good enough in coverage to do his own thing. Clowney isn't as good in coverage, so I'm going to try and use him. Hopefully get a nice pick here. We see the curl routes open. We bait it perfectly. And Clowney makes the interception. And people are splitting like the Red Sea for him. He is running all the way to the end zone for a pick 6. And that is the final play of the game. We end on a phenomenal user pick there. So happy with that one. Hopefully you guys, did enjoy this episode. It's quite a long one. So if you made it through this far, hashtag... I mean, he shouldn't be flooring the guy like that, because, I mean, he's not known as that powerful a guy. But, I mean, when it's a tight end against, I'm pretty sure that was a small cornerback. Not sure who it was. He just absolutely floored him. That shouldn't have been a touchdown. It should have been like a 20-yard game. But we're going to go 7-0 up. And I know we can stop this guy's offense, because